Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
Wrestling with a Bear podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Wrestling with a Bear podcast. I am your host, John Pun, sitting alongside once again Chris Rex and Alex the Bear Man. And today we have a very special guest for you all the way from Florida. We got Solomon Stone joining us. How is everybody doing this evening?
Doing good.
Very, very good.
That's
Always good to be here.
Another episode of Wrestling with a Bear. Pun, like Pun was telling Solomon before we get on there, we started switching up to interviewing guests, and this past month we've been doing all Florida talent. It seems like Florida promoters, Florida talent. Next week we have Sam C coming on. So yeah, we've been digging into the Florida scene, and we're looking forward to getting to know you, man.
Cool, man. Look forward to it.
So excited.
yeah. So thank you for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you. So I guess
Well,
let's jump into it. Tell us about Solomon Stone. Tell us about your childhood. Like, when did you first discover professional wrestling?
well, pretty much anybody else, I would imagine, or would hope so, that you started watching when you were a child, a small kid. So I probably started watching maybe when I was maybe 6 or 7 or so.
Just like me.
Yeah, super young, and I think I just randomly just caught it on TV one day, and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell is this? This looks pretty cool." And the rest is history from there.
Was there a specific wrestler or match that might have, you remember, oh, wow, that's awesome what you're doing?
Yeah. I want to say, like, what I can picture in my head when, back then, the first thing, the match that I really remember seeing on TV is William Regal on, I think it was like WCW Saturday Night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, it was way back. I don't remember exactly who he was wrestling. I want to say it was like Ricky Steamboat or something along those lines, but I just remember William Regal, or Lord Steven Regal at the time.
Yeah, I think it sounds like we're approximately the same age, me and you there.
Yeah.
So,
I just remember seeing him like, oh, this is cool. And I was like, and I automatically thought, like, God, that guy's an asshole, but
yeah.
So that's kind of what hooked me. And then pretty much after that, dude, back then when you can go to rent videos and movies and stuff like that, back in VHS days.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. And
Before the days.
I would bug my mom and go to the local video store. I mean, we'd go there every weekend, and I'd rent 3 to 5, VHS tapes of like older like WWF pay-per-views back in the day,
Okay.
So even though it was like kind of more of the WCW stuff that caught my eye, I was always in that WWF stuff.
You're the first one that said that WCW was what caught your eye.
Yeah. It might have been something else, but that's what I can remember. Like very clearly remember seeing on TVs. Like
so how old are you? What year approximately was that?
Oh God. It had to have been like 92, 93 maybe.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, I'm
You're a
telling
little bit younger than me. You're about 33, 34, right?
you.
Oh,
I'm a little older, bro. I'm borderline OG. No, I'm 38 now.
I'm 37, 93.
It had to have been around that time period because I'm pretty sure that's when Regal kind of first signed with W anyway.
Yeah.
But after that, dude, that was when I was renting all those tapes, and I was a huge Hulkamaniac, of course, after that, dude. Like, what kid back then wasn't? So, like, I was obsessed with Hulk Hogan, but, Bret Hart was my other guy, too. But, I remember it had to have been that time period because it was WrestleMania 9. I didn't get to watch it, but I went to school the next day or day or two after, and someone told me that Hulk Hogan died at WrestleMania 9. One of my people.
Whoa.
I remember being a kid.
Like that, or maybe actually it was King of the Ring, dude.
Oh, when he left in
Something
93.
like that, or I don't remember. It was one of my buddies told me that Yokozuna killed him or something. And
Oh, when
Yeah, that was King of the
I
Ring.
dropped him,
Yeah.
and
when
pretty much he was gone after
when
that.
like they crushed his
Yeah.
face, you know, when Yokozuna crushed his face with the leg drop. I remember that.
The camera flashing in his face.
Hogan was dead.
Shit, yeah, I was fucking tore up, man.
That is funny. That is.
I'd have been too. to
Yeah,
be
dude, I
honest.
was tore up, man.
That
But,
was like for me that when Austin defected to WCW during the invasion, I like
Oh.
threw away my Austin T-shirt. I was like, no.
those were some good days too, man. Pretty much anything for way back in the day, all the way up to my favorite time period was probably stopped after like 2005. Those are the heydays, bro.
After Ruthless Aggression, I would say after Ruthless Aggression, things started to die down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big time.
I agree. Actually,
I know a lot of fans that dropped off around then.
Yeah, it was just a whole different game back then, man. But yeah, that's pretty much how I started, dude. Just non-stop renting those VHSs and got all the Hasbro action figures. I actually had the
remember
WF back then, the Hasbro one. I had the blue one, and then I got the King of the Ring special edition one, which fuck, now if you go on eBay, that bitch is like $300-$400, man.
Oh, yep. I remember all those.
Their
Those toys
artifacts.
had special moves that they did. I remember.
Dude, when the pandemic first started, so I was like, because my dumb ass when I turned into a teenager, I was like, oh, I'm too cool for this shit. So I sold all my Hasbro extras. I had a ton, dude, and my rings at a yard sale just because I wanted some money. And then now, of course, being an adult,
There
I
was
want
so much more money.
When I was younger, giving all my toys to another little kid.
Yeah, the prices on those figures are.
I do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, was there any specific match or promo or that made you say, okay, this is what I want to do? Like, I'm a fan, but this is what I want to do for a living.
I mean, I kind of always knew that I wanted to do it, but it didn't really realistically set in until obviously I was older. And I want to say probably Rock Hogan really did that for me, that match.
Oh, wow.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, 18. At that point, I was probably just about to turn 18 or 17 around that time period. And so, I mean, that match did it for you. Because I always knew, but that match fucking really did it for you. You know what I mean? So, it's kind of that this is what I want to do. But because I grew up I was born and raised in Michigan, grew up in Michigan. I
was going to ask about that. That was another thing I was going to ask about. Because I did see that on your Twitter that you're a wrestler based out of Florida and West Michigan. I was going to ask how it was possible.
Yeah. Well, I originally started and I got trained. I actually trained in Florida and was working down there. I lived in Florida for like 8 years, just up until a couple years ago.
Who did you train under?
I trained with this place that they actually just went out too, man. They hung up. Got rid of the ring and closed doors, man. It was DWI based out of Riverview originally, and then Ruskin, Florida.
Did you say DWI?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's not the drunk driving charge, but Center of Wrestling International is what it was called.
The backyard company that I ran back 20 years ago was called DIW, Deep Impact Wrestling.
There you go.
When you said DWI, that's awesome.
Right, yeah. I get that all the time. Funny.
That's awesome.
Did
you man.
participate in any backyard wrestling or anything like that?
No, no, not at all, man. I mean, if you want to count jumping off the trampoline, doing fucking backflip and power bombs and shit like that.
That's
rough.
That's sort of backyard wrestling. I mean, you didn't backyard promotion.
Yeah.
You wasn't never in a backyard promotion or anything like that. Yeah, okay.
No, I never really got into that stuff. I mean,
us here in New York, it's hard to meet anybody that has not done backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I meet and know a lot of people that kind of start off that way too.
Yeah, out here it's like everybody you meet.
Yeah.
From you look at Santana and Ortiz. That's where we met them. We met them yarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mark Quinn from Private Party. His first ever yarding company was DIW. He
Nice.
first started yarding
Wow.
with me. And I'm so happy where he is now, man. I look at my
Yep.
friends, Sonny Kiss. We met him back when he just left yarding. You
Yeah.
know, so
A lot of
So-
people come out of yarding, you know what I mean? I mean, you get that passion, you want to do it, you know, any way you can. So you find that.
so I'm happy, that I'm talking to somebody that didn't start that route.
Yeah,
that didn't
I was
start until they-
surprised that I didn't, bro. Like, I don't know how that didn't happen. Because me and all my buddies do. We always, we're always wrestling fans and shit like that. So,
I mean,
Solomon, out of curiosity, what's your favorite kind of match and why?
favorite kind of match? Well, I mean, really any match, dude, that tells a good story. I'm big into the storytelling stuff, I love all kinds of matches, man, honestly, but the main thing for me is the storytelling and, getting people invested into the story and the two wrestlers, your heel and babyface, so really, I guess that's what, yeah. I mean,
Basically,
there's so many good,
it's all about putting on a show.
yeah,
Putting on a good
and
show.
there's so
Okay.
many different styles, of wrestling. You got your high flyers, you got your comedy shit, you have your death match
I'm a huge
stuff, you have
stuff Chris is not.
strong style, Japanese style, everything in you could possibly.
Lucha
Yeah.
Libre, yeah.
There's just so many different styles, and I love almost every single one of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
as
they're
long as, and that's at the end of the day a wrestler's job. It's our job to tell a story. No matter
a
what
story.
style of match you're doing, whether
Exactly.
it's big guy, small guy, two small guys, whether it's a fucking hardcore match or death match, at the end of the day, you're telling a story. And
Exactly.
what that story is up to you and your opponent.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's the whole point of it is just telling a fucking story and getting, basically, you want your heel and babyface to be established, and you want to be like, all right, this is good versus evil, essentially, and I want that fucking good guy to whoop that fucking bad guy's ass, but nowadays there's so much in between too, so it's kind of hard. It just depends on what, it's just all over the place, but
Yeah, now when me and Rex was on the road as a tag team, we were big on that heel and face tag team.
yeah.
Because we always portrayed ourselves as these big scumbag heels, and we love every time going out there to different places for the first time, being booed and having these,
Mhm.
top tag teams that the fans love. And then we'll go out there and make it seem like we're winning these matches, making the fans go crazy. And then when we take those big losses, it's just we love those. Love
Again,
those.
it's telling the story. It's now if we would have went in there and just said, okay, we're just gonna come in here and do moves, that crowd wouldn't have reacted at all. And
No, I mean, they would have reacted for maybe a minute, but after that shit's gonna sizzle out, because then what? You did all your cool shit,
it's I feel like as a wrestler, it's like fans expect a little bit too much of it. Like it's like I love the spot monkey shit. Like I'll be the first one to tell you that's right up my alley.
Okay.
Like I love that shit. But
Mm.
at the end of the day, it has to make sense. And sometimes what the fans like want us to do, it is like, okay, you can't just overdo it. You can't just kill it in
Right,
one
right.
match,
Because just like anything else, this shit's gonna get old eventually in the match, or even just in general. But yeah, definitely. I mean, as long as it makes sense, you sell. Like my biggest thing with some of that shit, dude, is just the no selling. Like I get it here and there, but that's cool. But like, if you're gonna get fucking hurricanrana into a fucking, super kick into a triple power bomb or some fucking crazy shit on a flaming table, and you just get up and
then get up and do an arm.
and your shit. That's just like, fuck, man. But man,
You gotta sell. You
Right,
gotta.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I love all kinds of wrestling as long as it makes sense. But I'm more of a traditional kind of guy.
So how long have you been pro? When did you
Since
get your start?
since either late 2016 or right at the beginning of 2017.
All right, awesome.
'Cause I originally started training back in like 2011. Because I just randomly went to go live with my dad because he lived in Iowa. He just kind of was like, "Hey, you should come out and check it out." He lived in Iowa City, Iowa, which is a pretty cool city. The way he convinced me to come move out to him, he's like, "Hey, Girls Gone Wild bus is here all the time." He lived like 3 or 4 blocks away from downtown, the university and shit. So there's college girls all
that
over the place.
that would get me there too. That would get me there too. All right, Dad, I'm on my
Oh
way.
yeah, it didn't take much after that. I'll tell you that. I was on the first fucking Greyhound. but so I went down there and I was kind of shooting this shit, and I was just randomly at a Golden Corral, and I saw this poster for a little local independent show. I'm like, no shit. I was like, because I was always in the back of my head, I want to do this. So I was like, fuck it. So I kind of did a little bit of Facebook stalking on the company. They didn't really have a whole lot of information on there, so got deeper in that rabbit hole and found a couple of people that actually wrestled for the company. I was like, hey, do you guys have a trainer, and how do I get a hold of him, and how do I get training? So they hooked me up with the right person, and linked up with them, started training. But it was one of those things that how many fucking bullshit trainers are out there. Like, I'm not saying, like, he was a great trainer. He's still active to this day. He's kind of an older guy, but in the Midwest, but he was so booked up and busy that he, couldn't make it as often. So it was just like, I learned the basics, and then I think maybe a year later or two, not even, I sold all my shit and moved down to Florida, and that's kind of where that all started. Found a school, ran into a local Midwest guy down in Florida at NXT house show. I was like, dude, what are you doing here? He's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, dude, I just came down here to see if I can find a school and try not to party too much, And he introduced me to the right guy and started training, man. It's a crazy time, man. It really was so random, but I got it done. I had a few bumps in the road, living in Florida, but.
So since you debuted in Florida, have you been back to Michigan to wrestle?
Yeah. So right now I live here now.
Oh, okay.
So I go back. I go back to Florida and stuff. And actually, I'm going to make more of a point of to go back to Florida to wrestle more. Because I was wrestling for, I started off obviously at my home company, which was DWI, and then I started wrestling for Real Pro in Fort Myers, and then Tampa Bay Pro for a couple. I did a few things there. Warrior Wrestling. It was just kind of all over the place. And then I just, I was like, fuck, this is getting a little crazy, So I decided just to move back home. But I've been all over the place in the Midwest now. And I still, in Florida here and there. Mostly for, like, when Jeremy gives me a call for GCW, it was like, hey, let's get you down here. I'm like, dude, about fucking time you call me, bro. But, I'll get down there and stuff. It's always a good time,
Yeah, ever since I went down there the first time, I want to keep going down there whenever he's having shows.
I love Florida. Florida wrestling scene. It's kind of oversaturated. There's so many different wrestling companies out there, but it's just so different versus like the Midwest and stuff like that. For what I'm mostly doing now, it's just
and the promoters out
Florida
there,
wrestling has my heart.
Oh yeah, and the promoters down there are definitely different than the ones up here.
Yeah.
So I love them. I love hanging around with Jeremy. I love the conversation we had with Kim last week.
Yeah.
Promoters aren't that over here.
Yeah.
it's so different, man. But
Yeah, from personal experience, I've seen how the independent scene is in Texas and is in Florida. They're both unique and they're both great.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing too about wrestling, like all over the U.S. Even I'm assuming over overseas, just each, I guess you could say, territory is so different. It's a different vibe to it, and it's fucking awesome because even the fans are just completely different too. So depending on where you go,
The fans are different.
Very.
So growing up, like on this show, we talk about the wrestling, but we like to get to know our guests. And one thing that I feel links people together is music. What growing up, what were you listening to? Were you into rock? Were you into hip hop? Were you into everything?
Growing up, I mean, it's mostly into hip hop and rap. A little bit of R&B back in the day when I was, trying to get down with the ladies, but mostly, mostly the hip hop. I grew up on rap and hip hop. Tupac, Snoop, West Side Connection, Wu-Tang Clan, Too Short, all that.
All right. So like early '90s hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do the very first, I guess if you want to call it rap, but the very first kind of rap album or whatever cassette at the time. My grandma bought me Vanilla Ice,
Yes.
his album on cassette tape, dude. But
Yeah.
I had that. The very
Yeah.
first one I ever purchased myself was Warren G Regulators.
All
And
right.
then after
All
that
right.
was
Oh,
all
let's
on
go.
me.
Vanilla Ice.
So
All right. Right.
Old
All right.
school.
So you obviously would know your way around hip hop music. So give us your top 5 do or die.
for hip hop,
Yep.
oh, it's tough because that number one spot is tough, man.
It always is.
Oh, everybody has different opinions.
It's so
on
fucking
Exactly.
tough to do because Biggie. So when I was like, fuck, man, 5th grade, Tupac was like my guy. You know what I mean? Like I remember that whole Biggie Tupac stuff. So I was, more of a Tupac guy. But now that when I got older, I was like, Biggie Smalls is the
Yeah.
fucking illest. But Tupac, Biggie, Snoop was up there. Oh man, but it's so tough. I don't want to include Snoop in that because I don't think he's one of my top guys.
He's not-
I mean,
I-
definitely Tupac, Biggie, Too Short. Fuck, I'd have to say DMX. I'll throw DMX in there.
What about Nas, man?
Oh,
What about Nas?
Nah, yeah, bro.
Nah.
Nah.
Yes.
Nas,
Yeah,
man.
Coming from New York, I'm all about. I love my lyricists. I love my lyricists.
Nas by far. Oh, yeah,
Pun.
absolutely.
What about
Fucking,
you? Let's go
Big
to
Pun.
you. You're a big
Pun
fan
too,
of
man.
hip hop like me. Well,
I love Pun too, man. I
You know
still
me,
bump his stuff. I
I
love
go-
a lot of that New York East Coast.
Biggie, Tupac, Nas, Eminem, and I love Busta Rhymes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Busta.
I throw Busta Rhymes. I love his flow. I love Busta.
Mhm.
yeah,
So
man.
Man, it's just so hard with that top 5, bro, because there's so
And
many good.
Eminem has to be in my top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Eminem. Honestly, he would probably be. All right, I would probably go.
But Biggie, Tupac, Nas, I don't think there's any better than those 3.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I would probably go. If we're good. I would go maybe M, Tupac, Biggie, Nas. Damn, I'm stuck.
There's so
stuck
many
right
too
now.
that like
You know,
There's so
I'm gonna
many,
go
yeah,
with Big
yeah.
Pun.
too
I'm
that
gonna go with
you
Big
can't
Pun
even
just
think
off
of
the
the top of
Big
lyrics.
Pun.
I'm
That's
gonna
a
go
good
with
one.
Big Pun.
That's a real good one.
That's good.
Underrated Big for sure.
Yep.
But see, I'm a
Yeah,
New York
my
cat,
list
so
is
it's
on-
like all New York guys.
Yeah.
You guys ever play that?
Yeah, when you have a knowledge about
Yeah.
rap,
Fight for New York and all that.
Oh, bro.
I was gonna say, yeah, those names make you think of that video game. A
Yep.
little bit of street fighting, hardcore street fighting.
Yeah.
Dude, I hope they come out with another version.
With New York.
Oh, I hope they remaster
Yeah,
them. Actually,
dude.
if they could remaster or remake
Right,
them.
so we can at least play them on the current systems and stuff, dude. I'd buy the shit out
Oh
of
yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro. I'm
Those are-
a retro gamer. I emulate shit. I got a PS2 running on my laptop, and I'm
Nice.
fucking external hard drive, like Need for Speed, fucking Def Jam, Devil May Cry. I mean that's like my era
I
of
don't-
games right there.
I don't know, Stone. If you are a gamer, but I got emulate all behind me, all my systems, everything is all.
Yeah, dude. I have a PlayStation.
I still got
4.
my GameCube. There's a mini NES.
Wow.
You ever have that Sega Dreamcast?
Oh, bro. Oh man,
My
I'm
shit, too.
looking for one right now.
I know. Like
Yeah,
once
all
in a
I
while,
got-
I'll
all I got
look
is
on like
my
eBay
emu-
and all that stuff too. For
Yeah, they're fucking
Retro.
expensive now.
Oh, dude, that's the thing. Well, dude, I literally just today at work, I was just kind of fucking around looking on Facebook Market, and I saw it was just a PlayStation 2, but this dude was selling it for like $10 at his yard sale that he's having tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, I might have to go scoop that up. You know, he's got a shit ton of games.
In
Looks
that cabinet is my PlayStations 1, 2, and 3. All three of them are in that cabinet there.
yeah.
Every system is here in this house except for every Xbox. I gave Chris Rex my Xbox One. I got a 360, and that's about it right now. I gotta buy the others, but I have Wii, every PlayStation, and then I have a bunch of like the old school, the retro game systems.
That's the way to do it, man. See,
Yeah,
I
man.
put all that shit up too, man.
Let me
And
tell you,
everything
there's
all I
nothing
gotta
worse
do-
than them old games. Their old games are still the hardest shits to play. I think the
Oh,
games
yeah.
have gotten softer.
Still to this day, I can't.
Except we appreciate that more nowadays, Chris. We
Yeah.
appreciate how difficult games were back in the day. Now we do because now the games that are made today, I'll be honest, gaming has just gotten so horrible. See, I have a video game podcast and I speak more about classic games because those classic old school games are the ones that everybody loves.
Yeah. Now, is it just me, or were games back in the day fucking longer too? 'Cause I'll go
Yeah.
buy a game for
Yeah,
$60.
but that's a good thing now, especially today. We
Like
realize
you would be
it
on
was
a
a
game
great
for
thing.
months sometimes.
Oh yeah, you get in like
Yeah.
a half hour, maybe a day tops. I'm like, that's it.
I mean, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. There will never be a game with such length again.
Mhm.
That's one of my favorite games.
I think
It's one of it's the greatest of all
I think
time.
I'll
our
tell you-
attention spans have just got shorter.
Out the window, bro.
Yeah.
But even to this day, dude, I still can't beat Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Still can't fucking do it unless I get the cheat code or something. But I still can't even beat him. I can get to him, but I can't beat him. It's like fuck,
That's
he's still
fucking
dope, man.
That fucking
There's really no shame in using cheat
I know.
codes. As long as it's to relieve your stress and for using video games as a way to calm down, use cheat codes. Especially if it's Grand Theft Auto, it's justified.
Very, very. Well, yeah, man. I try to play, video games as much. I mean, I shouldn't say I try. I fucking play almost every night, before I go to bed and stuff. So
Yeah, and I recently got to live streaming as a means to keep me calm. So yeah, it does work. I mean, I'm not getting so much attention, but I'm getting there.
yeah.
It's hard. You got to build it. Just like I'm a podcaster. I've got 4 shows that I run on my own. You got to build
Oh,
it.
for
I'll tell
sure.
you that
Yeah.
video game
Work,
streaming
bro.
shit
It's work.
is probably one of the hardest things to get into, man.
So tell me about
Oh, big time.
Tell me
I'm
about
learning that right
What is?
now.
Video game
Streets.
streaming.
Oh yeah. Well, everyone's doing it too, So
I was on Twitch for a while. I did real good for about 6 months, and then it just crashed. I crashed and burned, and I just stopped streaming. I said, "All right, I'm not gonna waste my time with this no more."
yeah.
So once it died, that was it. But
Hey,
I was
what,
making money. I was actually making money on Twitch. I was doing pretty
no shit.
decent. Yeah, I was doing pretty decent, and then it just it just died. Everybody just disappeared, bro. And that's how it is. People aren't gonna watch one person their whole life. They're gonna move on and move on.
Yep.
Shit happens.
Oh yeah, man.
Shit happens.
I tried that podcasting thing when the pandemic first hit, and I was like, got like 4 episodes in. I'm like, fuck, this is a lot of work.
What kind of
bro.
This
podcast?
regular
I've been
It is.
doing
I
It
was
is.
like, shit, man.
What
I've been
kind of
doing like a
podcast
hard
are you
rock
doing?
metal podcast for about 2 years now.
Mm.
Bro, it's hard. It's hard. Like I'm getting the viewership. I mean, the listens, but it's fucking hard as shit to like.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
like
love
make money off of it. you
Going
know?
to maintain and build everything up. It's just
yeah.
a lot.
That's my life right there in a nutshell at the moment because I'm a journalist. I have a degree in broadcast journalism, and podcasting is my only way to have an honest career in such a brutal industry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so that's why I'd like to ask you because you mentioned you started a podcast, and you said you only got 4 episodes in. Like, was it just too much to handle, or did you just feel like it wasn't for you? Like, what happened?
Well, I liked it and everything. I think it was just more to do with like my schedule and just having just a lot.
Yeah.
Just a lot. You really have to put a lot into it. So like besides doing that and on top of getting booked for wrestling and then making your own content for, you know, wrestling and promos and work and family life. I was like, I think I'm gonna take a back seat.
Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
go like? Did you go solo or did you have guests?
Well, I mean, I'd start off solo and then like for like 10 minutes, just have a guest on there. You know, a few of my wrestling buddies that kind of were in the business too. So kind of
Yeah, us.
basic layout, because I honestly went into it not knowing really what the hell I wanted to do with it. So I just come in, shoot the shit for a minute, and then bring on a guest, and we would shoot the shit. You know, it's just kind of,
Pretty much what we're
get
doing
into
right
something.
now.
Yeah, you kind of
Oh,
work
yeah,
out
yeah.
kinks after a while, and you get in your groove and stuff like that. So I just figured that's how, you know, I'll just go with it and see how I could evolve, and then it just never happened. So
I mean, when you start, like I always say, if you want to start a podcast, it's important to have an objective and goal in mind. Like, what kind of show do you want to have? Why do you want to have it? Are you sure about it? Are you educated in the subject?
Mhm.
It's more than just talking on a mic and then uploading it. Like, you got to have a purpose in it,
Absolutely.
especially in my case when you're a journalist.
Absolutely.
I mean, my reasons for having 4 different podcasts, when at first people don't understand, but if I explain to them why, then they get it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's you gotta
And,
know what the fuck you're
and
doing.
you
Sure.
exactly, and you do a podcast on different topics. It's not like you have 4 wrestling podcasts.
Mhm.
You have a wrestling.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
a wrestling podcast, a soccer podcast, a music podcast. So I mean,
A video game, and a Dallas Cowboys and a Texas Rangers one.
look at that. I mean, you're well versed. It's not like you're doing the same type of shit every day.
There you go, right there. That's one of the reasons. Because number one, there's people that love soccer but don't care about the Cowboys. There's people that love video games but don't care about sports. Like the whole people get confused. The Bear of Texas podcast is the whole thing as a whole, but it's all divided into segments based on subjects.
Oh yeah.
It's always a horrible idea to put it all into one, because it's people, like I said, some people don't care about this. They're not going to waste time digging through finding an episode that interests them.
Right.
Exactly.
Because there goes that
But-
attention span thing again. You know?
So we're gonna switch the talk
Exactly.
back to wrestling.
Yes.
What are some of your favorite matches?
Favorite matches. Well, like I mentioned
Well,
earlier.
All time.
let me rephrase that question. So what are some of your favorite matches, watch, and some of your favorite matches that you've personally been in?
Well, I'll start with the ones that I've seen. You know, obviously in WWE. Rock and Hogan, like I mentioned earlier. Eddie Guerrero and Brock.
Yes, that's a good one. We
Bret
don't hear
Hart.
often.
No Way Out, 2004.
Dude, that match is fucking mwah. Like I love
Yeah.
that.
Perfect.
Fucking
perfect.
Rest in peace.
I know,
Eddie.
and
We
he
miss
was,
you.
dude, bro. He was one of my favorites too. But the entire fucking King of the Ring that Bret Hart won, all those matches, because every match that he was in, I mean, it was just fucking perfect storytelling, you know, all that shit. I don't know, there's just so many. I would have to say, I mean, just off the top of my head, those are probably really the ones for me, at least. I know. Well, I mean, you got to go, you know, throw Taker and Shawn WrestleMania 25 in there.
That's one that everyone always.
Always, dude. It's like the perfect match ever you could fucking possibly ever have, dude. It was nuts. It was definitely in there too. So I'd probably say those for sure. Now as far as myself,
Yes, yourself.
I would have to say definitely when I was first starting off in Florida, it was one of my classmates. It was actually my former tag team partner when I first started off too. Yeah, I think we just had basic wrestling match. It was the first time. I think we just split up, you know, nothing too crazy, we hate each other or anything like that too crazy. But we had a match. It was fucking, dude, we just called it, you know, in the ring pretty much, and it just went fucking great. Like, you know, everyone calls their act move for move and all that shit, and we just kind of said, all right, maybe one or two things in the back. We just went out there and fucking just killed it for like 25 minutes, maybe. Dude, it was crazy. So that's definitely one of them. My one last summer for GCW, me and Stunt Marshall, I liked that match. Let's see. I had
Yeah, for some reason, I'm Stunt's biggest fan apparently.
so you fucking hate too, don't you?
Hey.
I love that fucking gimmick, bro.
Oh, me too, man. I love Stunt, man. He's good. He's good shit.
Yeah. Great wrestler, trained by Marty Jannetty, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what his Twitter. That's what his Twitter says. So,
Really?
imagine, yeah.
That's cool though. Yeah, Stunt's a whole character, man. I love it, dude. Like, I had this when Jeremy announced me and him for the match last year.
Oh, that's
I
right. Yeah.
automatically envisioned all this shit. I'm like, God, we could do, promos building up to. I'm like, God, we could just have the player haters ball like reenactment or some, something stupid, from Chappelle's show, because the hate. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was fun, man. It was good. But in that match though, I almost fucking died because I took a power bomb and landed straight on my fucking head and neck. Dude, I was out for like a second and then I just snapped out of it because he power bombed me into a pin, but I was out. Snapped out of it and right at like 2-3 kicked out. Boom. That was like perfect. And then we went home. So it was like perfect ending. Like it happened if it was gonna happen, it happened at a good time because we're right at the end anyway. So
I've almost died a few times in the ring.
yeah,
it happens.
It happens.
as long as you walk out,
Yep.
it's all right.
I don't know how many fucking concussions I've had, man.
I remember.
Undiagnosed too, man.
Yeah,
Fuck.
bro.
Huh. That's the scariest
I know.
part. Undiagnosed.
It could
One-
be the
one of my
littlest
last
thing
matches.
too that will give you a concussion, but once you
One of my last matches, I got cracked open in Ohio and drove home to New York before going to the hospital to get stitched up.
that's the worst too, man. When you can tell you have one and you gotta fucking drive home 3.
Fucking
I
10
was
hours.
It was 8 to 10 hours for us. And
Yep,
I
yep.
was not going to Ohio Hospital. I said, I'm waiting back till I get to New York City, and then I'll go to a hospital. My head was wrapped up. I'm driving the whole way home. And
You had
praying.
you had my bandana wrapped up, right? And then you
I had your
threw that.
bandana.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
But yeah, you don't want to go to out of state.
Out of
fucking
state.
hospital.
Nope. Yep.
Do all that shit.
I always
But-
picture those old time movies where like you're waiting like 3 days to go see a doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
And
There's like a long
Yeah.
line.
yeah.
And that was another thing. I did not be one wait forever. I did not know how these Ohio hospitals were going to be. I had my hospital where all my records are, and I know if I go to the emergency room, I'm seen quickly. So I was getting home.
Bro, when I was
Like,
in
no,
California, I went to the New Japan camp in California, and I wound up I wasn't prepared for that heat at all. Like I did not
bet.
expect that it to be that bad, and I wound up fucking getting like dehydrated and shit. And I wound up going to the hospital. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be in and out, Then they want to do like EKG on me. I'm like, okay, whatever, bro.
Ooh.
12 hours I was there, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, they lost my fucking files and shit. I was like, oh my god, I'm never going to a hospital out here again.
Right? Yeah. Fuck all that, man. That would suck. But yeah. I mean, it happens, dude. I probably have had to have had at least a good handful of like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I say it's the same here in my when I was because I don't wrestle anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
When I was I say I have about 5 or 6 really good matches that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at your Twitter, and we know you as Solomon Stone. Where did LL Cool A come from?
LL Cool A. Obviously,
Yes.
That comes off of LL Cool J. Ladies love Cool James. My shoot name is actually Avi, and that starts with an A. And this is actually started back in high school. I don't know if you guys remember when AOL Instant Messenger was a thing. There was another thing called ICQ back in the day. It was really the same thing.
You got mail.
Yeah. So you make your own little screen name. You could change it anytime. And my original one was Ice Cube.
My main
Oh, that
email
was
is still
another.
my
That's another
AOL.
rapper that I fucking
Ice Cube,
Ice
bro.
like.
Cube, yes.
But yeah, that was my name back in the day on the chat. Then I changed it for a long time to LL Cool A because my first initials A for my first name, so it just stuck. And then just randomly like let's
And you
yeah,
you
let's bring it
you
back.
get
Let's bring back some history and
Fuck yeah. I'm all for it.
you be
some old school Pimp Daddy shit. That
word.
Pun
I
Pun
see.
is the only person I know that still has an AOL email address.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hey man,
710 at
if it works, it
AOL.com.
works.
If it works, it works.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I see here you're also the Mr. Gangster and Super Thug.
Yeah,
I
super
love
thug.
I love the
Dude,
Super Thug. I
dude, all
love
my
it.
shit. Listen, all little
I love
stupid
that, yeah.
nicknames and stuff. It comes from all this shit back in the day that I grew up on. All that
Yeah.
hip hop, super thug, fucking Noriega used to say that shit. Fucking Michigan Gangsta just kind of flows with the Michigan. Because if you spell Michigan and then add the two letters
No,
of
I
gangster on there, you
I
got
know.
Michigan.
Yeah, yeah. I see.
I
See.
see. All right,
I see.
all right.
Yeah.
I like it.
I
I
feel
like it.
So yeah, it's kind of all over the place with shit like that. So, but mostly it will mostly somehow go back to the hip hop shit that I grew up on.
Where did Solomon Stone come from then?
So Solomon Stone actually came. So when you're kind of first getting into business and shit, you don't know what the fuck to call yourself. You don't want to go by your name and shit.
Tell me about it.
So when the time came, I knew I was about to get ready to start working, and I'm like, all right, I need a fucking name. So, it's just one of those deals where I wrote a bunch of stupid ass first names and last names down. And I don't know why, but that one stuck. And I think I got a couple people that, were kind of like, oh, we should go with that one. And I was like, at first I didn't like it, especially the Solomon. And I feel like everyone had the last name Stone,
Yeah,
which
I was
still
just about to say that.
so
Like
many
everyone has
fucking
Stone.
songs, like we're all related or some shit. But it just stuck. I don't know why or how it stuck. It just stuck. But I feel like it's kind of like too late at this point to be like, you know what? No, I'm Antonio fucking something. Something stupid.
It's like once you've gone a few years with
Come
that
on,
name, it's your name, bro.
I'm in too deep, bro. I'm
Your
in too
name.
deep.
Nah, if WWE can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, no. I feel like
We got-
I can do it.
We got Gunther, right? All right. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
and
WWE.
at this
could
point, I don't
change
even know what I
people's
would do.
names
I mean, I guess I
completely.
could just LL Cool A or some stupid shit.
Listen, that shit might
No?
fucking work, bro. You
Dude, I was fucking her. I was making jokes about it. I don't know, a few months ago. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do. I posted on Facebook. I'm gonna new gimmick. I'm gonna do fucking R&B singer / hip hop guy, and I'm gonna come out and stupid shit like that. And that's kind of
I
what.
pay to see that.
That's
I
kind
pay
of where
to see that.
back
You
up.
know what's
I-
funny? It's
I
usually when
love
you pop
stupid
yourself
gimmicks.
and you pop others, it's like, all right, the fans they're
Yeah.
gonna like it. Like, and
I
then you're
feel
like,
like
I
it's
don't
work,
want to
man.
do that because it's just a joke, but that would make me.
Yeah. I feel
I
like
love
I
those
could.
gi-
I
I
definitely
love those
pull it off,
gimmicks.
man. We'll see though. You never know. Like
Those-
I already have all kinds of ideas stored in the back of my head for it. The day that I decide I want to pull the trigger on it,
Yeah,
actually do
it's
it.
what I
So,
call back pocket ideas.
yeah,
Eh,
always gotta
eh,
have some backup plan, for ideas and all that shit. So I always jot everything down too, and notes and notebooks and stuff. So
I got somebody joining me right now.
Oh shit! God damn.
I guess not.
Is that
I guess
fat
he-
ass?
Yeah, obviously. That's the only cat I got.
Oh yeah, I
He
forgot you
looked
didn't
like
have
he-
the other one. Right.
Yeah, the other two are gone. But he's next to me. He just doesn't want to be picked up.
All right, so
What?
Yeah, we can.
before we got
He's
on
having
air,
an attitude.
we were talking about how well you know your wrestling theme music. So now
Oh.
Pun is going to test you on your wrestling theme knowledge in what we call Name That Tune, the Pro Wrestling Edition. Pun,
All right,
explain the rules
let
to
me-
him.
Let me
Right.
just, turn everything on, because I have it situated differently. All right, so you're gonna get 10. You're gonna get 10. Right? Oh crap!
You got Facebook
I
open.
have
I
it
hear
differently.
it.
All right, yes. So you're gonna get 10 wrestling themes, and we're gonna see how many you can guess right. If there are any viewers in the chat that have not been paying attention to the chat, I'm not sure. We want them to guess how many you will get correct. If they are correct with how many you get correct, we will send them a Wrestling with a Bear t-shirt. All right, but you will get 10. And today I decided to switch it up, and we're gonna do a tag team edition. So all 10 of yours are going to be tag teams or groups. It might be a group also in there. All right.
All right.
So I mean, we're going to get started with your first one. You know, it's something to get your feet wet. You know, it should be an easy point. What we got there?
Sounds familiar. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, that's LOD.
All right. You got one. I was hoping.
I was looking
I
at his
like that.
face the whole time.
I
I was
know.
like, yeah, he knows this shit.
I like that you joked about it. All right.
Yeah, you were playing it right there.
He
Man. I
was
like
selling
that.
it,
Now-
baby.
You was selling it, baby. Working the gimmick, baby.
Absolutely.
Now get ready to think. All right, start getting ready to think.
All right.
All right, number 2.
Oh, that's Demolition.
Oh wow!
Oh shit!
Good job.
All
2 for
right.
2. Wow.
Good job. Holy shit! All right.
Motherfucker, I know this one. I know this one too. Oh, fuck! I don't know. I'm gonna have to pass on all, but I know this fucking song.
You can look at the screen.
Oh, oh boy.
Skip and Sunny, the Body Donnas.
Yeah,
All
I'll be honest. I never would have gotten that one too.
yeah.
right.
Sounds familiar as shit though.
All right. Let's see how you do with this one. Number 4.
I can't tell what that is.
Yo, pun, put it louder.
Put it louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds kind of distorted a little bit.
That's because of the sound in it. That's the entrance song.
Is there words?
It sounds like it's far away.
Yeah.
It's because it's a motorcycle noise. That's why it sounds like that. It's a motorcycle noise. It's just drumming.
Was it DOA or something?
Yeah, that is.
Shit, you got it.
That is.
He
you
wasn't
got
even
it.
Damn,
looking
those are
at the
wild ass
fucking
guys.
screen.
Good old shit.
I
That's the
feel
yeah,
only
he
it.
wasn't,
motorcycle
yeah.
motherfuckers I can
feel it.
remember.
Yeah.
All right, 3 for 1. 3 for 1.
3 for 4.
Oh yeah. Well, he's 3 and 1. Yeah, he's 3 and 1, right? Because he's got 3 right and 1 wrong. Yeah.
All right. Here we
You got
go.
my point.
We're gonna go further back in your childhood. Another one that just sounds like noise.
Earthquake.
Oh my God!
Oh shit!
Wow!
Wow!
It is both of them, earthquake and typhoon. The natural disaster.
Who else wants some of Debo?
Oh, let's go. All right.
All
What,
right,
that's
this is
Earthquake,
awesome.
right?
Very underrated tag team in my
Oh,
opinion.
the natural disaster. I know.
He's gotten 4 out of 5. Let's go.
Rest in peace, Earthquake.
I know.
All right. Chris is making me start this one 30 seconds into the song.
Yes.
But I wanted to see if you would get that first 30 seconds, but Chris said no. All right, so here we go. Number 6.
Oh, that's the Usos original.
Yes, but the first 30 seconds of it is when they came out doing their dance.
Yeah, dude.
The Haka, I believe it's called.
You remember when they did their dance on the stage
Yeah.
before the song? That's
I didn't think you'd be able to hear that.
But he got that one. He is kicking it right now, killing these. There are 4 left, and he's only gotten 1 wrong. All right, here we go. Next one.
Hmm.
I know this one, but
Hold on, let me try to turn this up a little bit.
Yeah, it was mad loud when you started the song.
can I give him a hint, guys?
Can I get a phone call?
He wants to use a lifeline.
Well, no, can you start over? I feel like I've heard. Let me ask you this real quick. Are you playing just WWF stuff?
No,
Or-
you will see a WCW one somewhere in this list.
Then
You will
that's
see
gotta
a
be it.
WC
That's gotta be it. Yeah.
No, that one I don't think you'll get it. That was the Headbangers. You remember the Headbangers?
Oh, what the fuck, dude? Had been
Austin
theme?
Thrasher.
Yeah, that was their theme.
Whoa.
It was just, rock music. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was like generic ass fucking.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't. I swear.
Out of
'Cause
7.
I thought it was something from like the 80s or some shit.
No,
Wow, you realize that? Well,
Nope.
I'll
Out of
pick
7,
up,
you
man.
got 5 correct. You need all 3 of these to beat Alex and Chris from last week. They got 7. So you would need all 3 of these. I know the last one you should definitely be able to get.
All right.
The next 2, get ready to think.
Was that Birds and Monkeys
Yeah, it is.
in the
Birds and
background?
Monkeys.
Birds and Monkeys and Jungle Music.
That's
I
not,
know you know it. I know
that's
you
not
know it.
fucking Head Shrinkers, is it?
Yes,
It
it
is.
is. Yes, you got it.
God
You
damn!
fucking got it. Let's
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
go.
Damn, that was tough.
Let's fucking go. And this one is tough. Oh shit, no.
Fuck.
This one is tough.
Nasty Boys.
Oh
No
shit!
way!
Is it?
No fucking way. No
Damn.
fucking way.
Was
He
it
got
for
it
real?
in like 3
Oh, hell
seconds,
yeah.
bro.
Damn, he's gonna beat you. This
Well,
last one
that's
is
WWF Nasty Boys right there. I
this
think.
last one is easy. He's gonna win. Here we go. Last one.
Oh, Harlem Heat.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
See, and I have faith in him.
My man.
Solomon Stone at 8. He missed the Headbangers and the Body Donners. That is it.
Damn.
Fuck.
Man, my
All right,
God,
he's the
he
first.
got them.
He's the first
Hey, I
fucking
got
guest to actually
That's cool, bro.
fucking
Yo, to
actually
get
almost get
Demolition,
them all.
I did not think you was getting Demolition. I thought I had you right there at the beginning with Demolition, man. When you got that one, I was wow. I was like, wow. I couldn't believe it. I said this is gonna be a good one if he got Demolition. And then you got Nasty Boys? I didn't think he was gonna get Nasty Boys.
I know, dude. I was hoping you'd get all those old school themes too. I'm like, dude, if he can, if he's
I
gonna
did
one of those,
I did old school ones for Jeremy and Kim, and it went horrible. Like I said, Jeremy got 2 right and Kim got 3 right. So I said, all right, let me make it a little more recent, I guess. You know, I was doing some weird shit with them. Some of the weirdest ones I could find, and it was bad. So I said I got to make it, I guess, a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So when I did theirs last week, they got 7 right. I forgot the ones they got wrong. But when they both said Chainsaw Charlie and they were both wrong, I forgot what that was.
It was Dr. Isaac Yankem.
Isaac Yankem. It was Isaac Yankem.
Oh,
And they both said
because of the
Chainsaw
drill,
Charlie.
right?
The drill.
Yeah.
They thought it was a
So, I mean,
chainsaw.
So I mean, it was fun. It was fun. I made it.
I mean, to be fair, it did sound like one from where,
Yeah.
So I mean,
Fun.
it was cool. So I said, you know what? Let me make it a more recent 80s, 90s instead of going back to 60s, 70s, because they did bad. And I thought Kim was gonna do good because she said because we asked about what she grew up watching. So I thought she was gonna do real good on the ones I had picked out for her, and she didn't do that well. I was like, wow, I was shocked. So I said, you know, it's time to go a little bit more closer to our time.
Yeah. Man, that's when
So,
themes were the best too.
Man, you got the head shrinkers too, man.
I can't
Wow.
believe that, dude. When I heard that music, I automatically thought of like Survivor Series '93 or some shit like that.
I thought you would have said something like the Bushwhackers.
No.
No, that was good. I'm really proud. You are number one.
Thank you.
You are
yeah.
number one. You beat Chris Rex and Alex.
Hey, I'll take that.
And then
That
after
is
the
awesome.
show, we're gonna hit you up because you're gonna pick a song
Yes,
for
you are gonna
Sam
pick a couple.
to guess.
For
Okay.
Sam Kong whatever you'd like
You're
to
gonna pick.
send out.
It's gonna be the last song that he guesses.
Okay. Okay.
So we're gonna
Oh,
get.
that'll be easy. That'll be easy.
So
Let's
that's
see
gonna
how
be
far
fun.
back. Let's see how far back Sam can go.
Have you ever worked against Sam?
Not
Sam
against
Kanye?
him. Like we shared locker rooms plenty of
I'm
times.
sure because you both wrestled for Jeremy, so I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah, even before. Yeah, even I think. God, the first time we kind of met each other was for ACW and like WWN and stuff like that. When
That's
we were
cool.
first coming up, man.
That's cool. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
we had
I
met-
can't wait to. I can't wait to hear his story too next week. You know,
Yeah.
we planned this to do. You know, the 4 weeks of Florida superstars. You know, we wanted, you know, to bring a different superstars to our viewers. Our viewers see all the Northeast stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why we said, you know, we want to bring in a bunch of Florida people back to back.
Mhm.
And that's why we contacted you guys. And we're happy to have all of you. You know, it was great stories.
Yeah,
Well,
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the love and the opportunity to shoot the shit with you guys. And
And
you know, I was here about wrestling with the Bear.
you're
You
the
guys do
first.
some
You're the
good
first
stuff.
one to
Thank
do
you.
it in your car.
no, let me tell you.
Hey, man,
he had
listen, you gotta do what you gotta do to get some quiet. Well, listen, my house is a madhouse, bro. Between my 2-year-old and 2 dogs,
I got
it's
my
fucking
dogs locked in the
chaos.
room.
So
I got 2 dogs
So-
too. They're locked in the room because they
Yeah.
don't like that. I live in the projects. I'm surprised you haven't heard no police sirens or loud noises outside. Today.
Hey,
was
man,
the
at the beginning,
quietest.
right in the beginning of this, when we first started this episode, when fucking 5-0 just rolled by.
This
I was
is
like,
the
oh shit.
quietest my stream has
Looking
been.
through the rear
You
view.
know, my son hasn't walked in. My wife hasn't walked in because they're both always coming home around the time of our podcast. So this
Yeah.
was the quietest it has been on my end. That's for sure.
Right.
But you know, it was a pleasure. We
Yeah.
thank you for coming, man. It was a great time.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, and also bumping up the time too.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
I had to. I had to just get out of work early today anyway, so I got out.
I
at
got
5,
lucky.
so.
Usually I'm close to the 5 o'clock mark
Yeah.
when I'm getting out of work. Today I got lucky. I got out by 2:30, 3 o'clock. I was happy. I was like, yes,
I'm in,
I'll be home.
I'm in sales too, man. So right at like 4:30, I had a customer come in. It was my turn to go say hi to somebody, and I'm like, fuck. And they're lingering around for a minute because furniture sales and stuff like that. So you got a lot.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I know how that is.
So they left right 2 minutes before I was gonna leave. I'm like, perfect timing. So
You got out.
Yeah.
I'm in delivery driving. I like do laundry delivery to a bunch of businesses,
Oh.
like auto shops and supermarkets and things like that. So I have a route. I have to do my route. When my route is done, then I'm done.
yeah,
You know, I go back to the warehouse, unload my van, load up for the next day, and then go home.
be driving through that
So-
town like crazy taxi, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, hell
he
yeah.
does.
Hell yeah, oh man, you need to get behind, get in my passenger seat. I have a very heavy foot, no matter what I'm driving.
Right? Got the old lead foot, huh? That's all right.
Oh yeah.
Me too, bro. Me too.
Oh, your boss Jeremy just came into our chat. He said, "Where the fuck did you find this guy? What a jackass!" I guess Jeremy doesn't like you too much.
Bro, fucking throw down, bro. You
He
don't want
said it
these
was a real
Timberlands?
not-
Come on, man.
In case people that don't know me see this, Solomon is awesome. It was a rib.
It's always ribbing your boy, man. But what's up, Jeremy? Well, baby.
What is up, Jeremy?
Some
We
food truck.
are at the end, but thank you for coming in,
No, I
Jeremy.
appreciate
What's up?
it.
What's
Thank
up?
you. It was an honor, man. So it was a good time. So appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
So I guess
it was great. Alex, why don't you close out the show for us?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Wrestling with a Bear, we thank you so much for tuning in. And tune in next week as we wrap up our warm and sunny tour of Florida as the society changer, Samuel Connors, will be joining us. Don't forget, be excellent to each other and keep supporting pro wrestling.
Want more Wrestling with a Bear content? Catch us live every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live and Spreaker. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Rest with a Bear. That's WRES with a Bear. Don't forget Wrestling with a Bear merchandise available at whatamaneuver.net. As always, be excellent to each other and keep supporting pro wrestling.